We come down to Palma, we're on the Paseo Maritimo, we're just going to have a little evening walk. Temperature's a bit cooler now to have a walk. It's what time? About 6:30 in the evening, and fairly quiet on Paseo at this time, and lots of charter boats to see. So it's a time of year when all the charter boats really start work, and lots of them moored here, ready to go out. Must be someone actually who's got a bit of a Queen thing about it. We just walked past Bohemian Rhapsody, and now there's one under pressure. I see a theme, I hear a theme. But all sorts of boats for charter. It's a nice big wide catamaran if that takes your fancy. Nice and calm out there in the harbour. There's a little bit of a breeze.
There is. Chilly.
It's a nice cool breeze, yeah. I guess the last couple of years has been really difficult for the charter industry. Don't really know too much about it. Some lovely boats coming up here. A little bit more breeze. These look a little bit more like the speed boats, like the motorboats. Day boats go out, cranchies. With big, well, 350 engine there. That'll be 350 horsepower, I guess. Wow. The boats are a big industry, so it is tourist related, but to go with the boat, and you've got to have people who man the boats, crew the boats. You've got to have people who provide materials for the boats. If they're going out, they'll be providing food and wine and all the other goodies that they take out. Flowers, yeah, we've got friends, flower shops, and some of their biggest customers, of course, are the boats, charter boats in particular. So when the charter boat goes out, it's got nice fresh flowers there. And then at some point, their machines, they go wrong. So the whole engineering side that needs to look after the boats, hopefully at the end of the season. Sorry?
The size of that one.
Big white catamaran, isn't it? One right at the end, which you can't really see very much of because it's hidden by the others, called the Polar Star. Very big boat, that one. But we do get some huge privately owned boats by some incredibly wealthy people, and I guess we'll see more of them arriving as the season progresses. It's still very early. It's only the 16th of May, so people are only just thinking about the summer at the moment. So all the industries that are associated with the yachts, they've also been largely on hold for 2 years, and they suddenly have to get themselves into gear for the new season. Very expensive toys. But the walk along the Paseo Maritimo is really quite pleasant. There are plans being submitted to change the Paseo Maritimo to make it actually a much wider promenade. In fact, to take out all of the lane that we've just driven along to get here and to turn all of that into a big wide promenade, which I can see the attraction of that. I think it could be really nice. But they would then have to reroute the traffic that goes along the Paseo. They have to have some access, because all of these boats and all of these bars and businesses need to be served with the things that they need to have. So there is a 2-lane road on the other side, which I suppose could be used for that sort of thing. Be interesting to see whether anything actually comes of the plan. Sometimes they publish these things, I think, just to see what sort of a reaction there is. And actually I've heard no more since they published it, so I don't know. More people suddenly joined us on our promenade. Yeah, they've probably just been out for a charter. Come back in. Something we've never actually done. We've been out on one of these fancies. Not really. There you go. That's the answer. Probably why we've never done it. She doesn't fancy it.
I have been seasick.
Got those distant memories actually. We did actually go out on some boats years ago. Yeah, I think the children and us tempted to feel seasick. You never know, that might not be the same anymore. You might
have grown out of it.
You might have grown out of it, yeah. Might have got used to it, having been in my car.
Hello, Miguel.
Our neighbour having his evening walk. There are a lot of people who just come down in the evening before dinner and have a little walk. That's exactly what we're doing. Are we having dinner this evening? Are we bypassing that?
No, we had lunch today.
Can't have 2 meals on the same day. Have lunch. Actually, we had a very nice lunch. We went into Palma and we went to a place that we normally go in the evenings rather than in the day. We normally go with our friends Barbara and John, and we go to Mai Tai, which is right on the front in Palma, and they do serve some delicious food. So we were wondering where to go for lunch, so we thought we'd go there to see what their menu del dia was like. €14.50,
Delicious.
and it was delicious. Yeah, we really enjoyed it. Nice, good meal. For me anyway, it's probably the best time of the day to have a main meal. Not normally able to do that because of work. But today, special dispensation.
Oh, they've got good.
That was what the plan.
Yeah.
She may have been up, but it seems like she wouldn't have even managed that.
No, I don't think so.
No.
She would have been anyone.
Lots of beautiful boats out there. I do like that. I think some of these boats look really nice, and
Well, that, I think I got
a lot of them don't move very much.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nice.
I suppose over the last couple of years, a lot of them haven't moved very much at all. But, on a smaller scale, we have a couple of lads in their kayaks. Great place to do that here. The water's nice and calm. or kayakers. And there are also some boats that take you on tours around the harbour and further afield. Maybe if we get a chance this summer we might try one of those.
Yeah.
There we go, I've got a yes.
Fancy on those.
I quite enjoy that. So
We've been on several trips.
we've
Really
been,
good.
yeah, but not for quite a while, have we? It's been a long time since we've been on one of those trips. Some weeks ago I mentioned on one of the videos that our daughter Serena had introduced Passport to the Sun on the TV with Nadia, and I don't know how long ago, 20 years, 20 something years ago?
Exactly 20 years.
About 20 years ago. Anyway, we don't have a copy of the video and I can't actually remember whether we saw it or not. And I put out a little bit of a plea, and some people responded and said, oh, they remembered watching Passport to the Sun. Someone even told me the name of the company that made.
Were they all in Mallorca?
Yeah, Passport to the Sun. Well, I don't know. I think that series certainly was all set in Mallorca. But this particular episode that we wanted was the Bay Entertainers, which is a theatrical group that the children and Anita were involved with, and the theatre across the road, which is the auditorium of Palma, is where they used to do the shows. So I put out this, and then actually I was contacted by a friend of ours who used to live here years ago, Richard, and he said, I've got some videos of that from that period. Which one do you want? So I explained to him which one was of interest, and he said, I've only ever watched one of them, and that's the one I've been looking at. So Richard has managed to digitize that, put it onto a little memory stick card thing, and he sent it off to Serena, and Serena's had great fun watching it, really enjoyed it, and she's now working on a way of getting it to us. It's quite a big file, so she'll work on that, and hopefully we'll get to see it in the next day or two, and she's managed to upload it, send it across to us. So a big thank you to Richard and his family, who I think helped to sort it all out, digitize it for us, and eventually get the memory card off to Serena.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing it. Thank you very much. And so a lot of other people as well that were in it.
Yeah, so we're still in contact with lots of people who were in part of the Bay Entertainers in those days. Sadly, you look at some of the faces of people who are in the show, the Passport to the Sun show, and they're no longer with us. They've passed away, but provides us with lots of happy memories, so that's what it's all about, and that's one of the reasons we do the videos. It provides us with memories, it provides our family with memories, and all the people who are actually watching them, just reading the comments that we get underneath the video, it's quite clear that people watch them really to bring back memories, or to forge memories for the future of places where they're going to go to when they come to Mallorca. So thank you for all your comments, keep them coming.
It makes it all worthwhile, doesn't
They
it?
do.
Especially when we see you in real life as well.
Yeah, just bumping into people as we're walking along. I just think Palma Nova now, whenever we go, we almost always now bump into someone who's been watching the videos. It gives us a good feeling, and those people are really happy to meet us, and it encourages us to go and do more videos. But there's more to the island than Palma Nova, so we try to do other places as well, and try to incorporate it with us going for a walk, really, trying to maintain a more healthy lifestyle. So here we are in Palma, just walking along the front. It's nice and flat, so not so hard on the knees. People asking about the temperatures. It's very much mid 20s to high 20s at the moment.
Those are those plants.
So we were with a sponsored walk. Was that yesterday?
Yes.
Oh.
Great.
And we were there with a friend of ours who was telling us about this plant. Looks really nice. There's a male and a female variety, and the female variety produces a red fruit. Now none of these have got the red fruit that we can see, but when they do produce this red fruit, it is highly toxic, highly poisonous. And the reason she was telling us about it was because her new puppy became violently ill and was sick, and she noticed these little red things that were little red parts that were in there, and when she examined them, when she found out and told the vet, said that they're from these particular plants, and they are really, well, we'd never really noticed them before, but we're now starting to notice them. Anita's been to various places just in the last 24 hours, really.
They are very expensive to buy. A small one costs €7, 7 to 10 euros.
But they're highly toxic to animals and of course to children. The red fruit that's in there, it's eaten by a child, could make them very seriously ill, or even worse. Sadly, our friend Kate, her puppy, died, and so she's really wants to see something done about these plants. And she discovered it in Calvia. There's one actually outside the door to the town hall, and when she goes in and tells the people that they've got this highly toxic plant. It's extremely dangerous to animals and humans. It's something I need to do a little bit more research on and find out about.
It's a bit like oleander, that's the worst.
I'm not a biologist or a botanist, so I need to find out a little bit more about these plants. But that's one plant, and Anita just mentioned the oleander, which is also very common here. Is that oleander? Just going to find out. They're very common between the roads on dual carriageway. So, again, quite toxic. So where most things are really very nice here, there's just the odd thing you just need to be a little bit aware of. When we went on the walk yesterday, we were told to just keep an eye out for snakes. We were told it was snake season, and we were in the countryside, which is where you're more likely to find snakes. They're not venomous. They're not in any way dangerous to humans. So if you see one, just walk on by, and the snake will probably do something similar.
Snake on by.
Slither on by. I don't know. No walking with the snakes. So yeah, there's no poisonous snakes on the island unless they've been brought in from elsewhere. It's coming up to 7 o'clock now. So we're going to have to start heading back soon, because we've got a very important video call with some friends from the UK at 8 o'clock. Been a little bit, well, not cloudy as such. There are some very wispy high clouds today, and so that's sort of sheltered us a little bit from the heat of the day. I'm just noticing across the road is the Madras Indian restaurant. We've never actually been there, but last week was it? I think we had a takeaway which was delivered by a company called Just Eat, which I think you might have in other parts of the world. So you do your orders through them. It was incredibly efficient. So we placed the order, and within 25-30 minutes or so, the food was rolling up on our doorstep, piping hot, absolutely delicious. So I can certainly recommend the food there at Madras Indian restaurant. It was one of the really good Indians that we've had on this island. I do enjoy a nice Indian curry. They don't always agree with me. I've got a delicate tummy, I think. Right, are we?
Yeah, should we go back to the other side?
Go back. Yeah, across the road there we've got the Hotel Costa Azul. That's looking pretty good actually. And Anita says let's have a walk back on the other side. Things look a bit different when you go across the road. There's the Hotel Liverpool next to the Hotel Palma Belvedere. You can see here that there used to be a cycle lane here. Those people who have been here in the last couple of years, it's been changed. So that isn't the cycle lane anymore, that's just part of the promenade. And where the cars used to park is now the cycle lane. So here we've got the cyclists. And yes, we're going to cross the road to the centre. And we have a dual carriageway here, 2 lanes on this side, and well, again there used to be 3 lanes on the other side, but the 3rd lane has been taken up due to the pandemic and become part of the outside seating areas for the bars, cafes, restaurants which are along here.
We park when we go to the auditorium.
Anita goes to the auditorium fairly regularly to watch the orchestra, listen to the orchestra. And there's a car park there where they park, and we've just got a short walk down to the auditorium here. So we've come away from the boats, away from the water, and we're now on the side where the commercial side of things is. Changing hands, my fingers going numb after a while. Holding the camera. So there's 1 or 2 little shops along here. Rent a cars, rent a bikes. Like the 5 euros. You see these areas here that have these big concrete blocks are blocking off an area that's now being used, can be used by bars and restaurants. Businesses, I suppose, along here, but it's really for the bars and restaurants. Just going past Tutti Frutti, which we sometimes have a yogurt from there, don't we? They do the frozen yogurts, which are really quite tasty, and a nice alternative to ice cream. But this is the sort of thing that the bars and restaurants have done. They set up the tables, and so it sort of increases the width of the pavement here, and they've had a place during the pandemic in order to seat their guests when they were not allowed to seat them inside, which has meant there's only 2 lanes on this side going east, and there's only 2 lanes on the other side because they've taken off a complete lane which is now used for parking. So the plan, should it ever go ahead, would be to make this, I imagine, 2-way, or I don't know, maybe it could still stay 1 way, but the other side, lanes to completely disappear and just simply become a big wide promenade. Interesting.
Riverdale Day sounds good.
This one is Taste of India. This is another one where we've had Just Eat takeaways from. Never actually been in. It's one I've always wanted to go into, and we've never actually got round to it. So by having them as takeaways, it's given us an opportunity to taste their food, and that too was excellent. So really happy with that.
All the delivery ones with all the takeaways we've had have been good, haven't they?
Yeah, I've been very impressed actually with the way that it's all been run. The bar right in front of us where we're walking now is one that Bay Entertainers and we used to use as we were rehearsing and actually during the shows. And in front of us we have the auditorium. So the side entrance is there, which is where we used to go and do the practicing rehearsals. And the pizzeria, La Pita, one we used to go to with Barbara and John before going to different things that we've seen here at the auditorium. Just lots of things going on. The big ones are the ones that are current, and then a whole lot of things going on. Queen tributes, Jesus Christ Superstar. I remember that from a long time ago. And they have lots of different shows, lots of opera, orchestras, ballets, really, and very, very popular with the locals. People here do enjoy their culture, so when we come along to a ballet performance, they're usually sold out, which is really good. It means that Palma is one of the destinations. We're not seeing too many of those obviously with the recent years, and since many of them actually came from Moscow, Russia, I guess some of them we won't be seeing for another few years. I don't know what's going to happen there. Earlier on we were looking at some of the fantastic boats that were there. If you fancy one of these mega yachts being built, then I've just got the man for you. Master Yachts is a place we want to go to if you want a mega yacht building built. Then meet your man, Richard Masters, Master Yachts. All the restaurants now down here are just getting ready for the evening menus. It's only 7:05 and most Mallorquins wouldn't dream of coming out till 8 o'clock. So later on. Hello. Hello. We'll be back.
Try your restaurant one day.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a nice one. Agra.
So a lot of these places are all closed up at the moment because they'll be opening up as the evening starts to liven up. And all those tables and chairs that are at the moment inside will be brought outside.
Pero bueno, me ha dicho que se lo haga, cuando se va, ¿no? Para seguir en el papel de yo, ¿sabes por qué?
Interesting to walk along here because some things have changed a little bit since last time we were here. With everything opening up now, so things that have been closed for a while, seeing the differences. Mojito, €5. Sangria, €5. Guardian Coke, €7. Glass of wine, €3. Whiskey cola, €7.
You got time, you can stop.
So the restaurant we went to today, I had my usual shandy, a large shandy, but not quite a pint. I think that was €2.50. And I need to have a glass of wine, which is €4. Nice wine though, Baron de Lay, which is a white wine, which is good wine. And she had a bottle of water, a bottle of distilled water we had between us. And this bottle of water, which is a big bottle, was €3.20, so much more expensive than my beer. Which, as I've said in the video, the moral of the story is
Stick with wine.
and beer. There is an obligation now on the part of the restaurants to provide anyone who requests tap water. So tap water should be available. If you just ask for it, you can get a jug of tap water. I've never seen it, I've never heard of anybody actually doing it, but bars and restaurants do have that obligation now. Palma Arena now, let's change its name. Let's do that.
Steps.
Oh, dear me. 13,000. Took Anita to school this morning with me, and she walks home from there, so that's the basis of her 13,000 steps done. 5,000. Oh, there you go. It's the basis. You've started. Campelut. Italian type restaurants we've been to a few times here. Oh, it's the Arrotheria I meant to point me at.
Is that wrong then?
The Palma was closed. Palma, we've just gone past somewhere we'd sometimes again go to before a show at the auditorium. Sort of place where you get chicken and chips. That was great. Pardon?
Bob used to have liver, I think, in there as well. So I have best ice cream in Mallorca.
This is the ice cream. Very popular. People are having their ice creams. Next, Kenzo Bar and Grill. Having a drink. Huge terrace area. I think we've had the ice cream there with the girls before. Just below the Grand Melia Victoria Hotel. This grand looking facade here is now all closed up. There used to be discos in here, I think.
Angela.
One of them did, yeah. And then across the road, in the middle, between the two carriageways, is a thing called the Social Club Mallorca. And that's something we've got to be into, but last week I think was the Mallorca Bulletin had the presentation of their new website. And many of you may know that the Mallorca Daily Bulletin has now become the Mallorca Bulletin, which is a weekly paper published on a Friday. Still exists though daily on the internet. So they had their presentation at the Social Club Mallorca, where dignitaries were invited. So our friend Monroe was there, of course.
Yeah.
That's where it was held, yeah. And this is the building in front is actually Tito's. I did come here the other day and just video a bit of this, but it's now very dilapidated and it's going to be torn down, I think. I can't imagine what they're going to do. Building to the right of it's already been demolished. And talk of making an access from the bottom to the top here. So we'll see what they actually make of that. But Tito's used to be the nightclub of the 60s, I guess. To be the in place to be. Changed into a disco, and well, in recent years it's been closed up. This is the Mercat 1930, and it's again, it's a place we say we're going to go to. Never actually made it. It's like a market, and the stalls are all food stalls, so it's like mini restaurants. Not open yet, it's too early. Actually over here it says Lunes, it's closed, so we're on Monday, so it's closed today. But it's like little market stalls, and you go to the little stall and you can get whatever typical sort of food that they're selling. We used to go to one in Escorchador, which is where one of the cinemas that we sometimes really go to, and that had a similar idea. And we quite like that. So you go to all different tastes. If somebody fancied Chinese, they go to the Chinese store. If you're Indian, you go to the Indian store. If you wanted Mallorquin, you go to the Mallorquin store. And then you could all eat together, and it was a great sort of atmosphere. So maybe that's something we've got to do. We've got to give that a try. The reason I was actually down here last week was because there was another cruise ship in, which is the Virgin ship, Valiant Lady, and she paid her maiden visit to Mallorca. I was just listening on the radio before I came out, a broadcast from TRE, Talk Radio Europe, and they actually mentioned this about the ship Valiant Lady, part of the Virgin, part of Richard Branson's group. And the reason they were mentioning it is because they were based in Malaga, and that's where the ship's going to be based. That's going to be its home port. Of course, it won't be staying there, it will be picking up passengers and then setting off on the cruises, which pretty much looks as though it's going to be Western Mediterranean. So as I was walking by, I just noticed this. No, it's a mural, so it's really pretty, and it's got a telephone number and I think the artist's name up there. So I really thought that was quite an interesting one. And I actually was walking through this park. So the gate here takes you through a public park. I was looking for a vantage point to see the ship and sort of half see them. I ended up going up to the top of Navegesa, which is in Genova, and looking down on the port, and you always do get a good view. Belvedere Castle is also quite good, but you know, you'd have to actually go into the castle in order to do it, because the surrounding area's got a lot of trees that get in the way. I'm not suggesting we chop the trees down so I can take photographs, but climbing up to the top of the castle didn't feature in my plans either. I think we need to look for somewhere to cross the road, because we must be getting fairly close to where the car is. I may have even walked past it. I'm pretty sure we walked past it. Anyways, oh no, I see the car. Oh, that's good. It's quite perfect, actually.
Nice walk.
Very nice walk. So we've had a lovely walk along the Paseo Maritimo here in Palma, and thank you very much for watching. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. So bye for now.
Thank you and bye.
Bye.